Okay, so those of you who know me know I love elephants. I collect elephants. And so it was pretty simple tonight or yesterday when we had an issue yesterday morning, and I, of course, used an elephant analogy, but I think it's a really good one. Um, Ava had, I woke up, I guess, yesterday, day before yesterday, and um, the coach at the school had asked her, she's in sixth grade. The seventh and eighth grade were running short on the basketball team, and they needed a player. And so they asked her to come. They asked her in particular to come play with them, which was to me very flattering. And so I went I went in her room and told her, and just big crocodile tears. And I was like, are those tears of happiness? Are those joyful tears? I don't understand. And she said, Mom, it's a lose-lose for me. And I said, what in the world? And she said, if I say no, I'm letting them down. If I say yes and they lose, it's my fault and I've let them down. And I was like, wow, what if you play with them and they win? I'm just saying. And she just said, it's so much pressure. And then she thought the other middle schoolers didn't like their group and silliness. So anyway, I said, stop limiting yourself. If you, what is it, Henry Ford that said, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. And I was like, wow, that's not even the first thought. The first thought that came to my head was, wow, that's pretty flattering. They want you to come play with them. Well, she didn't see it that way. And I understood. So, I mean, I obviously talked to the coach and everything, and she's doing better. She still, she limits herself in that way. And the sad thing is, she's actually really good at basketball. Now, is she as good as those girls? I don't know, maybe not, but it was flattering for them to ask her, and she is going to play with them. So basically there was another quote by Richard Bach. If you argue for your limitations, argue for your limitations and they're yours. So don't argue for your limitations. So here's the story I shared with her was about circus elephants, which could make me cry if I think about it. But circus elephants, have you ever wondered why circus elephants, big, however many ton circus elephants, have their little big leg tied to a tree stump, or like just a little stump, no matter what it is, small, and think, why in the heck doesn't that animal that could easily pull that nailed down thing in the ground just run with it? Why didn't it just get away? That elephant absolutely could pull that stump up and go. And it's not a tree stump, it's just like a thing they pound into the ground, like a stake, like a big stake. But the elephants just stand there. And it's because, not so sad, when they're baby elephants, they tie their leg to these really heavy ones where they keep trying to get away and keep trying to get away and keep trying to get away, and they can't. They truly cannot, because they've got them chained to this big heavy thing. So as they grow older and they are still with the circus or whatever, they don't try, because in their mind they have that limited belief saying that I can't get away. I tried a bazillion times. I could never get away. And they don't keep trying. But if they did, we'd have circus elephants roaming the street, y'all. They could pull that stake up without any real effort. But they don't, because their beliefs are limited based on previous experience. And they've just come to believe that they can't do it. And a belief, so Brian told us the other night, is an absolute certainty. Oh, I have it written down in the other room. I'm not going to get it. But it's in your mind an absolute certainty that something you believe 100%. I mean, it's something that you think 100%. I'm botching it, y'all. Basically, you have to change your belief system if you want to change your life. So I was telling her, don't limit yourself. Don't limit your beliefs. You think you can, and you can. And the other thing is, and this doesn't have to do with her, this just has to do with people in general, because it made me think of some of my favorite quotes. A lot of people limit themselves and try to, I hate to say I've done this, but I've actually done this years ago. Try and play small so that you don't make other people feel bigger. You don't want to play as your full self because you're afraid that might make other people feel down here. You guys, don't lower yourself. Not for a man, not for a friend, not for a peer group, not for anybody. Other favorite quote, Rachel Hollis. I refuse to live as half of me. I refuse to live as half of myself because other people can't handle all of me. Repeat that. Rachel Hollis. I refuse to live as half of myself because other people can't handle all of me. Those aren't your people. That's all I'm saying. Do not limit yourself. You are limitless. Your creator, whoever you believe that is, God, whoever, the universe, whoever you think it is, you're here for a reason. The chances of you even being here, I forget the numbers, like a trillion, billion, something to one. And so the odds of you being here alone, you've beat the odds by just being here. So you're here for a reason. You've got gifts that other people don't have. There's nobody else, I can't tell my kids this, there's nobody else that's ever been like you. There's nobody like you now, and there's nobody that ever will be like you. We all have different gifts. So do not limit yourself. Do not play small. And be you, man. You only get to be here one time. Be you. Enjoy it. You guys have a good night.